The Murasama is a Calamity mod weapon that's been in the game for some time, but has recently received something of a big change, where the weapon now performs slightly larger slashes at a lower fire rate, and you can additionally spam the weapon. However, I came up with a very special idea for a video that I'm very curious to test out, to really test the maximum potential of the Murasama. Is it possible to assign a macro key to this weapon and increase its DPS? We need to do some testing straight away. So in terms of what the regular damage is looking like, you're looking at 100,000 to 120,000, anywhere around that radius is fine. But it's not too special, but it stacks up pretty well for a post-Yorin weapon. Once you start spam clicking, the weapon does get a little bit stronger. You're seeing it reach from 200,000 DPS to 300,000, which is a significantly better thing, but there's a very minor change which I've implemented. I'm using a macro for the sake of recording this video. So it will spam click once I click F5. It'll click once every millisecond. So that means 1,000 clicks per second, theoretically. So this will really allow us to gauge the maximum DPS, because there's no doubt in my mind this will have a fire rate cap. But this will really allow us to see what the maximum damage possible is. Right, here we go. So, actually, it's not much more. So, it does seem like the weapon is capped. It cannot be infinitely spammed like a weapon in certain shooters. But this will guaranteed get you the most DPS it can deliver. With absolutely no accessories, buffs, or anything, with the macro you're looking at about 230,000 DPS, which is insane. But what if we took it up a little bit? With some basic late game accessories, such as items from Fargo's mod and Calamity. This won't make too much of a difference, but I really just want to see the maximum possible output of this weapon. So there's all the items, although I can't equip wings for some reason. I think this counts as wings, actually. So let's see what we're looking at now. Even by normal swings, you're looking at so much more damage now. Like literally 4 million DPS, but if you put the macro on, you're looking at maybe 5 to 6, 7 million. I even saw 9 for a moment there, which is insane, but what if I told you we can go slightly beyond that, with certain buffs from Calamity and Fargo's mod? So if we do this, we're looking at 7 million without even spamming, and with the macro key, once everything is assigned, you're looking at literally 8 million DPS, coming up to 9, 10 million, 11 million, which is just absolutely incredible. This is by far the strongest weapon in Calamity, when assigned this macro key, that is. As it's pretty useful in almost any situation, and it's just absolutely insane. You guys have seen the weapon perform in a standard DPS test, but some of you may be asking how the weapon does in a more direct battle. So I've got some basic boss fights here for you, where I'm going to be turning this on, and I'm going to be attempting the bosses, and I hope that answers your question. 2 shots the Devourer of Gods and spam rapid fires. This is literally the strongest the weapon can be, but this is honestly insane. It one-shots everything, and you can just charge into the Devourer of Gods and one-shot him. The Devourer of Gods is theoretically quite a weak boss now, so let's test it on something a little bit stronger, in the form of Yorin. This will certainly be an interesting way of testing this weapon out, so let's see. One swing, we did 1 million DPS, and he's pretty much on the cusps. Every time you hit him, it goes into a new phase, so it's very hard to gauge, but I'm pretty sure if you timed it right, you could almost kill Yorin before he can even change phase, which is absolutely mental. I now realise we can't actually complete this fight, unfortunately, because of the distance between the boss, but that's alright. There's still one major test we can do, the Terminus boss rush. This will be the true test of how good this weapon really is. And in it, we can just see how it shreds through absolutely everything. And oh my god, this is insanity. Mind you, the weapon wouldn't normally be, like, exactly this strong, but it will be pretty close. Like, just using Calamity items and buffs, you could probably get, like, half of the DPS I'm obtaining. And it's just absolutely destroying. Okay, here we go. Arstrom Aureus with 13 million health. 6 million DPS from us, and he's already dead. The Destroyer has awoken, and even with the damage reduction, we're literally doing like 300, no, we're doing so much damage anyways. I do realise we are destroying the probe, so that's why we're not doing much, but there we go. The twins pretty much get insta-killed as well. It's just nothing can survive this, I don't think. It's really just insane how strong this thing is. And although it is a true melee weapon and not that practical due to its short range, it is most likely the strongest weapon in Calamity when applied like this. Okay guys, let's give the mutant a go. 300, wait, is that 300 million health? I think that's 300 million health from him. And with this weapon, is it possible? I would believe so, because we're doing pretty good damage, all things considered. Although his AI is very awkward, and I am using God mode for this recording. This is a boss I'm going to have to fight in my Eternity mode playthrough. But I figured I might as well just give it a go here, because the mutant boss gets a significant buff in Calamity, which is really interesting. And doing this will really allow me to maximize my DPS. Okay, the mutant is half dead in under a minute, which is just crazy. And with this phase, I know it's very laggy, but we can literally just stand, like, just keep flying up to him and just keep attacking. The only thing I would say is this weapon isn't too practical because of the short range. But that's literally the only downside. If you have a maximum invincibility loadout, I could see you absolutely destroying this dude. Okay everyone, we're coming up on the end of the fight now. This is incredibly laggy, but look. We're literally averaging 6 million DPS, which is just ballistic. Literal insanity. I know this is an absolutely terrible way of showing the fight, and it is super laggy. But I just wanted to prove that this weapon was more than capable of defeating one of the hardest bosses ever made. Which is just absolutely insane now that you think about it. If I can hit the boss, then we've actually done it. And it's really hard to comprehend how much 300 million health is. And that's pretty much the fight done. With that said, there's not really much else to do in terms of this showcase, and this is my second video for today. I wanted to give you guys something to enjoy because I found this incredibly interesting, and I know this video is something of a mess, but I just wanted to give you all some extra content to look at. And since someone inspired me, my friend Get Good, inspired me to make a video on this weapon and really test the maximum ability of it. With that said, I have to say thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy, then feel free to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out, guys.